Hi there, this is Amanda Frankel with our Crafty Playdate, and today we are going to be making this card. I love this. I'll tell you lots of reasons, but I love purple and green together, and this is Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to have to hear that screeching. That's me turning my color wheel here to find my ink. Okay, so that is Gorgeous Grape, and it is Garden Green, I believe. I made it a while ago, so we're gonna have to trust. It looks like it. All right, so those are the two colors that I'm using only, and the stamp set, and then I'm not using any specialty paper. We do have a great specialty paper that comes in this suite. I'm not even sure if we have it anymore. It was in our mini catalog that actually ends at the end of June. So if you want something from that catalog, jump on it. And Thursday, so tomorrow, is free shipping all day. So you want to definitely get a hold of it when you can. This stamp set is in the mini catalog, but it's going to be carried over into the annual catalog, so you'll have time to get it. But it is stunning. And the stamps that we're using from it would be this one, this one, this one, and the thanks. You could easily use any of these to do something fabulous. This, with this in the middle, is gorgeous. Anyway, it gives a very watercolory effect, and I want to show you how to do this to make your own paper. Okay, so I'm going to show you the real me. Not this clean paper, but crazy paper. So this is how I did it. I grabbed some old papers that were kind of crinkly, and I just set this up. You can see that I put this on here at 2 1/4. Like this, and that is this area right here. So let me get the pieces out. We're going to use a white card base, so just a basic white card base, and we are going to use some. Now this is Gorgeous Grape also, okay, and then this piece, this is a standard panel, so this is 5 1/4 by 4. And this one is just a hair bigger. So if you really want to know exactly how much a hair is, it's 1/8 of an inch bigger. So it would be 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, so it's just a tiny bit bigger than this, and it's only because I wanted a little bit of color to show around the border there. But we're only going to play with this white one. We are going to actually, I use a little bit of tempera adhesive right there. And the reason that I do that is so that this piece will just stay down, and I'm going to put it right, I'm going to use the grid paper as it's intended, right? Just to really grid it down. Put a tiny, like one drop there. Not a drop, right? It's a roller. All right, so 1 2 1/4 is where I decided to do it. And I'm just going to make a straight line all the way across and stick it down. Now, you don't have to do this with paper, and you just are going to use some scrap paper. I do recommend the grid paper, though, only because you can keep the lines even and you're sure that you're doing it straight. But if you are just using typing paper, that works too. Measure it. You're good. All right, so this is the grape, and I'm going to do this first. Or is this Highland? What did I tell you it was? Gorgeous Grape. Okay. So it's Gorgeous Grape. You can see, am I in the frame? I am. Okay, so I am going to ink up, this is that stamp that we have. The new cling stamps are sticky. See that? Which is awesome. I love it. It used to be that when you put the labels on, sometimes it was hard to get it to stay on your block, but not anymore. Okay, so I'm just going to ink that up. Doesn't matter how inked you do it. And I'm just going to literally random stamp. Now, when I go to stamp again, I'm going to rotate it. Okay. And this is not specific as to where I'm going to stamp. I'm going to rotate it just because I don't want the exact same part of the flower in the same area. I'm just going to give it a couple of stamps here. I do want to go off the edge like that. Okay, I do want to go off the edge like that because then it really looks like it's supposed to. All right, so that's it for the purple for right now. I'm going to leave it open and put my hand in it in a few minutes, but I'm just going to set it aside for now. And I'm going to open my Garden Green. And this is my double leaf. And you can see it's not a solid leaf. It is not supposed to be. It is supposed to look watercolory, okay? Because that's a word that I just made up, but you get it. Okay, so I'm just going to find some gaps, shooting gaps in here. You can stamp on top of, it looks darker, but I think it's the same color, so we're good. You can actually stamp on top of something that you've already stamped. So if it goes over the flower a little bit, it's okay. I try to do that not too often, only because it does give it a layer. So I kind of am going to avoid that in general. All right, now I'm going to take my single and I'm just going to do the same thing. Stick it in there, random stamp in there, turn it around quite a bit. I don't want it to be in exactly the same position. Okay, and let's do one up like that. How's that? That looks okay. All right, so it's not quite as purple. It does look, if you look here, it does look darker. It's going to dry lighter, so don't worry about that. Okay, the green I am going to close. I love green. Did you know green is my favorite color? What is your favorite color? All right, so I'm going to stick that out of the way here. And now I'm going to move this stuff so you can see where we are. Oh, look at that. Okay, so what this did, in fact, was just give me a straight line. You don't have to have a straight line. But if you random stamp, like I just did, and then you want to have a thanks up here, you really can't go over, you know, you can't be too uneven because then it's really hard to find a place for your greeting. Okay, so now I am going to stamp my thanks because I am so thankful. I love this font. First of all, I love the fact that it's humongous. That's nice, but it's also fun. All right, so I'm just going to eyeball it and stamp right there. A little high, but that's okay. All right, so now I can close this. I'm done stamping. That is how fast and easy this is. And I'm going to now tie a bow, which, hold on one second here. Of course, I forgot to grab my bow maker. I would not tie a bow without this because I would be inept at it. So we're not even going to think about that. And I'm going to use, so this ribbon is not Gorgeous Grape. It's actually Highland Heather. It is the grosgrain, but it's got a glimmer to it. Do you see that? Which I think added so much character to it. So I'm going to put this bow maker down. If you are curious as to how exactly to make one of these bows, that's how easy it is. That's all it is, all she wrote. I'm just going to make it a little shorter here and tie it off. So if you need a bow maker, I actually have some. One of my customers' husbands makes them for me, or at least made them for me. They moved, sadly. Hopefully she's watching because I miss her. But her husband made them for me, so I do have them on hand. If you would like one, just comment below, or you can email me. I'll put my email in the description, and you can email me, and I can set it up to send to you. All right, so there is my bow. Look at that. It would be hard for me to do such a perfect bow. Okay, I'm just going to use a little Scotch tape around the back of my card. I'm going to peel that off there. And see this little temporary adhesive? It just balls up and rolls off, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so I want my bow to be way over here. So this short edge is the easiest way to position it. And I'm going to just cover that seam. See that little seam that we made? I'm going to cut this here. And I'm going to put another little bow. Another little piece of tape. You don't want it to, kind of bubble out there. Okay, now, if you are worried about this moving around too much, you can actually put a little piece of adhesive under there, or this is where I like to use a glue dot. So these glue dots, you say, oh, those aren't Stampin' Up! They actually are in a funny little way. They're not our normal ones, but these are the ones that come in our... So I just put that right under the knot to hold it down so it's not going anywhere. They're the ones that come in our paper pumpkin kits, and I always hold on to them, and I use those when I have to go someplace, like taking my kids somewhere and I'm going to be sitting in the car waiting. Right now it's cross country, and I'm sitting in the car waiting. I can use these glue dots without getting them all over myself. All right, now I'm going to glue it onto my card base. I am not using any dimensionals on this card at all. I'm going to use very little, except I'm going to go off here and make a mess. Okay, I'm using very little because you don't need a lot. This glue is the bomb. All right, and I'm going to kind of eyeball center that. Ooh, very, very nice first try. And I'm going to get my card base, fold it, so I know that some of you prefer to score these before you cut them, or score them, you know, with your trimmer. You can do it any way you like, but I like to do that just to impress Cheryl. All right, and now Cheryl is one of my team members, but also one of my friends. I miss her very much. COVID has been tough on seeing friends, hasn't it? It's been tough. I actually have a class later today, 2 classes today in person. I'm so excited to be back teaching in person. All right, there you go. So that is it for this card. If you see something that you like and you would like to order it, you might want to order it tomorrow, because seriously, tomorrow is Thursday and it is free shipping day. So that would be a good time to do it. It's one day only. If you don't have a demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. I appreciate you so much supporting my small business. And I hope you live in the area and you can come to a class. I'm in the Chicago area. If not, I actually do have some classes online and I would love to teach you whatever I know. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. Bye-bye.